If you listen to fiddle music, you probably hear lots of drones and double stops. Listen to songs like Wagon Wheel, Bonaparte's Retreat, or Midnight on the Water, and it sounds like the fiddlers are playing constant double stops. And if you've tried to pick out those notes in drones, you might have gotten a little frustrated because these fiddle songs are commonly played with a different tuning, which allows you to drone on an open string note with whatever other string you're playing. And it makes playing those double stops so much easier to play. And while it takes a little bit of effort to retune your violin, it makes it extremely resonant with all those sympathetic vibrations. And it's just a lot of fun to play, so it's definitely worth trying. There are lots of different ways you can cross-tune your violin, but we're going to focus on DDAD tuning. It's where you tune your G string and your E string down to a D. And that allows you to drone on an open string note with whatever other string you're playing. Now there are lots of different tunes that use this type of tuning, so let's talk about it. So it's called DDAD tuning, where you tune your G string down to a D, and you tune your E string down a whole step to a D. Now this type of tuning is also sometimes called DDAD, or dead man's tuning. So here's how you do it. First off, it's really helpful if you have geared pegs. This makes this process so much easier. And if you have two violins, it's actually a great idea to take one of those violins and tune it to your alternate tuning and keep it that way. That way you don't have to go back and forth depending on what songs you're playing. So the first thing you want to think about is how you form an octave with the open G string and your third finger G on the D string. So as we tune our G string down, we're going to be creating octaves with the second finger and the first finger and all of those notes in between. So you can use that to help you know when you're getting close to your goal of a D. So as we tune down, we'll create an octave with the F sharp and we'll test that, and we'll create an octave with the E. So let's try that. So that's an F sharp-ish. Kind of an F natural-ish. More like an E. And there. Yeah, I've got the D. Now, it's important to keep in mind that your strings might not stay perfectly in tune like that. They're used to being a lot higher, so it might take them a little bit to stretch out. Now let's do the E string. Now we're going to tune our E down just a whole step to a D, and this is the same note that is the third finger on the A string. So you can use that to help you compare. I don't suggest using the fine tuner because you probably don't have enough room to screw it out all the way, although you might, but I suggest using the peg. So we can play it up here and test it. And there we go, we have DDAD tuning. Now when you use this tuning, you can have that open string droning constantly while you're playing notes on another string. And this gives it that rustic bagpipe quality that is so much fun. So one thing you might want to think about is what strings that you're playing together. Well, if you're playing on the E string, I call it the E string, it's technically a D now, but we'll call it the E string just to keep our terms straight. So if you're playing notes on the E string, you can play the open A with it. When you're playing on the A string or the middle strings, you have more options, but typically if you're playing on the A string, you're playing notes here, you can drone your open D with it. And if you're playing notes on the D string, you can drone your open G string with it, which is now technically a D string. If you found this lesson on tuning interesting, I've got an entire course called The Art of Tuning, where I'll teach you everything from the basics of tuning to tuning by using drones and double stops. That's one of many courses inside of Meadowlark Violin Studio, and you can learn more at meadowlarkviolinstudio.com. Happy practicing!